Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Derptopia SMP. My name is Fiasco. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are on the server in this little spot right here that I have cleared for our next project. And if you were paying close enough attention, you could see my job chests set aside right here as well. Now, we're going to be doing something a little bit different for me building this project, and that is I am going to be using Structura, which is kind of an add-on, kind of a resource pack, not really. Basically, what it does is in my creative world, I have a build, and I use a command block to copy that build and turn it into a structure file in Minecraft. Then I use Structura to turn that into a resource pack so that I can see it as I build it. Now, unfortunately, I need to do that on my computer, and my computer straight up is not good enough for me to play Minecraft and record at the same time. It just won't work. I tried it. It's like you get like 2 frames per second. It's bad. So you're just gonna have to trust me on it. Basically, it just like kind of makes a hologram of what my build looks like, and then I fill in the blocks. Just trying this method out. Haven't done it a whole lot. You feel free to have your opinions on it. If some people think it's cheaty, but it is my build, it is my design, and I think that if it gives me a little bit of a leg up in the survival world, that's totally cool. Also, I have to use my computer to make it, which sucks for me because I get creepered all the time because I can't move as quick. So you know. Go me. So basically, I'm going to slap that together right now, and in this space right here, I did have to cut those hills back a bit, took down a bunch of trees and stuff, so it's a little bit more roomy here. But essentially what I'll do is I will take, I believe I left it in here, I will take one armor stand here, and I will place it on that block there, which I kind of marked out earlier. Now, when I go into my computer, it's going to have a hologram of the build that I want right here, and then I can use these supplies to start building away at it. This probably isn't enough stuff. I didn't count the blocks. I just kind of eyeballed it. Whoopsie. Also, I'm going to go and get a bed because last time I logged on, I got creepered, and I was right there, and it was not very fun. Okay, next time you see me, there should be a nice build right here in 3, 2, 1. And done. I'm not going to lie to you, that took a long time, but it's totally worth it because, bam, look at that beauty that I now have behind me. Let's go and take a little closer look. Ow. Okay, that was embarrassing. Let's try and fly. There we go. So yeah, if we take a look here, it is quite a big build. The thing that I've done with all of my builds, apparently, in this village is make them massive, which is super cool. I don't have a single, like, tiny farmhouse in here, but I think I maybe need to pepper a few of those in because I got to fill out some space, and these big builds are beautiful, but they take a long time. So if we take a peek here, here are the major components of it. Our main hall here, aka the dojo, and then a pretty cool connecting bridgeway here that goes a bit diagonally. We'll go and check that out in a minute. And then this little tower over here that's just a stubby little fella, but I think he looks very cute. And I tried a few different things with the roof, getting that copper, the warped wood, the stripped wood, blah, 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 all of that in. Overall, I think that this build turned out really well. It suffers from what a lot of builds do, and that is being too big and serving no purpose. But at least the inside, if you were to fly in here, you get a nice view out of it. Maybe just this main area here, I will kind of zhuzh up a little bit, just in case anybody does fly in and wants to see what this is about. I might make this like a karate training area, just like some weapons on the walls, some mannequins and things like that around. Up there, not really sure what I'll do. I kind of like having this just as like a flying option for flying in and out of the dojo, maybe for the more advanced students who know how to fly. They can come in that way. This looks trash. Why is this like that? There we go. That's a little bit better. That kind of looks stupid just in general because there are no other windows in here now that I think about it. I might cover that up. But we might not. This staircase actually does function. This is probably the one functional element to it. So if we wanted to get from down here to up there, we could. This space in here, however, is inaccessible. Behind these windows, I don't really have an access to this space, except for the blown out floor. When I was working in there earlier, a creeper blew me up. So it's nice having that not accessible, like not having a door to it at all, because then no one can accidentally find their way into it. Unlike here, where we have a door, and if someone wanted to, they could come in here, and there is nothing, except for dirt. But I'll probably make this connect up to there, or maybe not, because then it would connect up to there. But for now, let's just fly up here like a pro, and pop on in here. And this is my design for in here. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I had a chandelier up here in creative. Not sure if I'll actually put that in there or not. Let's close that up and pop one last door in there. Perfect. And then if we go in here, we get into our kind of diagonal walkway thing here, which turned out pretty good if you ask me. Or maybe I will just board this up completely. That way we don't accidentally have someone wandering in here. I'll make it look a little fancier later. But this is the interior, which truly I am not going to do anything with, except for light it up so that more mobs do not explode in here. But yeah, this will just kind of remain a bit of a mystery. But I will come back here when I have more spruce planks, just to finish that up a little bit. In the meantime, let's head on out and ponder our next move. Now, the interior we probably won't do because no one is going to go in there. You don't accidentally, wander inside of an interior very often and then just start judging it. If you are in there, you're probably not supposed to be, so you have no right to judge the interior. However, the exterior does need to be done. And we have got a lot of work to do to make this make sense. First of all, we're going to need a road or something to connect this part of our village to that, and then probably up to our little keep there. I could see just a little road going across there, maybe even taking out this wheat field and having it come straight through here would kind of be the optimal thing to do. And then I think because I don't want to do a whole other, a whole lot of other building in here, I think that we might fill out the rest of this area with some wheat fields, because we only have this tiny little wheat field there, which again we'll remove, and then some more over here. And this is not a lot of wheat. Not a huge wheat field, although it is a lot of blocks to cover. It doesn't look like a lot, but that actually is a lot of wheat. It just doesn't look like it in the grand Minecraft scheme of things. So now that the detailing is basically done on the outside of our build there, I am just going to quickly grab a few more spruce planks so I can kind of finish boarding off that one area, just in case anybody does happen to wander in there. And boy, did this project burn through my reserves. I used to have a lot more warped wood, and now this is it. This is all the warped wood that I have left, and that is not good. So I might talk to Papa Fresh to see if he can hook me up with a box steel again. That's what I did for the last one, and it made a big difference. And it lasted me like the whole castle and this whole build. So it's a lot of wood that you get out of a shulker box. But when you're doing things like this, and you're including full stripped logs in the roof, it goes through pretty darn quickly. So let me see if I can make a road make sense here, and then kind of move a few things around and see if we can make this look like a bit more of a cohesive area. Just as I want to start recording, it turns into night every time. Let's get that bed. I should just start carrying a bed like B-dubs. It's just ridiculous, the amount of times that nobody sleeps on the server. Okay, so we have got ourselves a roadway in leading up to our keep. It kind of peters off in the forest there, and it actually kind of gets a little bit shoddier and thinner as it gets close to the forest too, because nobody ever goes up to the ruined keep anymore. Maybe some kids that want to, check out the old abandoned keep, but for the most part, there is no reason to go up there. That end of our empire is pretty secure. Maybe a little bit of watchtower duty, but we've got our better watchtowers over there that serve a bit better purpose for that. So it's okay if we have it a little bit shoddier going off into the abandoned keep. But over here, you can see I split the trail off to our little industrial machine over there, which I was maybe considering removing the legs on and getting a better system. I've never really been a huge fan of these legs, and I thought maybe over time they would grow on me, but they kind of didn't. I was thinking about maybe making a bit more permanent of a structure rather than this like spider crawler thing, which would like move from ravine to ravine, which was kind of the original intention. Not 100% sure yet. The rail will stay for sure, and so will this carriage. I'm just not sure of like the details on the rest of it. But for now, we have got a little bit of work to do with kind of just sprucing up the area over here. And I think I might put a little shack here as like a farmer shack, and then the rest of this is all wheat field going on in here. And I think like anything that can be available to be farmland will be. So just like a little patch here. Up in front here, we'll probably do, a bit more of like a courtyard area for wagons to come in and out and things like that. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this build is besides a dojo. Like, in the lore of this world, should it just be a dojo? Could it be a hotel for travelers? You let me know what you think this build should actually be for, and maybe I can kind of make the work around it a little bit more accurate. There was just like 3 horses that spawned right here, so I quickly tamed them and, brought them all in here. So this already is serving a purpose, although I do feel bad. It is a bit cramped, but I did remove the blocks up here in case they want to not all stare out like that. So if you have any suggestions, please do let me know. In the meantime, I guess what we need to do is, if we know we need to put a build in here, and the only reason I say we should put a farmer shack in here is because this space seems too big to just be field. It feels like it would be a little bit lazy for me to not have a single structure in so much space when our village should feel lived in and should feel tight, which is the whole reason we're developing this section here, is because it was a big blank field that honestly could serve a purpose. And these village folk obviously would have found a purpose for that big a space a long time ago. So we're going to need to just go ahead and give it the treatment. And the treatment, I mean like this kind of stuff. Just giving it life, giving it character, showing that people have been here and, storing melons and things like that. This is, to me, what gives something in Minecraft life, not necessarily just putting a build there and some villagers and that's it. You want to make things your own. Why is this here? I don't know. Somebody left it there. That's why. So now I need to go through as well with the moss, and I can barely even tap that just to show you what I'm talking about because it breaks so easily. But giving it the old place one moss block, bone meal it, go a little bit a ways, do it again, break your flower, replant it, that kind of thing. And I'm actually really glad that this ran through this wheat section here, because it kind of just goes to show that you can like build a wheat field right off of a road like this. Give it a few blocks here with this transitional block, but this farmland block here goes really well with kind of the podzol. So maybe I'll try and incorporate that a little bit more too. And I think I'll use a dark oak slab to cover up these areas, just because it's kind of a closer hue to this perhaps spruce. I believe that'll be a little bit light though. And maybe cover those up with some hay bales or something like that, just because I don't really like seeing the puddles of water around. If you incorporate a nice water feature into your farmland, that's perfectly cool, but I am not really a huge fan of just having like dots of water around. So that is the building update. One more quick thing after I get some fireworks, and that is that I have updated our maps, except for the stuff that we just did with some of those dirt roads. So you can just see we're missing the one dirt path from there to there. Not a big deal though, but this is our map now, and it didn't have the road before, and it actually didn't have the top 3 maps in general. So that kind of rounds out our empire a little bit better. It could probably go a little bit farther to the left, but that's fine. We're just missing a bit of the Pog Temple and maybe some of that tower below it. But yeah, it's really nice to put your work in perspective like that from time to time and just see how things are spaced out. And I think this all worked out really good. Very proud with how things have turned out so far. And I think that I'm just going to be so much more happy once this area is done. Believe it or not, I have been thinking about this area and what to put here for a very long time. Months and months and months and months. That's maybe too many months considering how long I've been on the server, but still a very long time. I originally thought that this was going to be the place for my castle to go and realized it was too small. And yeah, just been struggling to figure out what to put there to kind of round out this whole area, make it feel a little bit more cohesive. And I think that's enough rambling from me. Let's get on our way. Okay, just one more thing. The view from in the dojo, having this view, I think is one of the best in the kingdom. That is maybe why I like this place so much. This is just, it's so nice to look out and see your work and see it be like picturesque like this is a huge reward to me as a builder. So, okay, that's enough. Let's get back to work. Okay, I'm going to level with you. Let's be real for a sec. I don't know if I like what I'm doing or not. I'm just trying to make up a house shape as I go along, and I don't know if it's good. I tried to do something kind of unique with it. I'm going to put maybe the roofs there, but I don't know if there should be a traditional roof on it or if I should go with something a bit more adobe style. I think I like the combination of the acacia and the sandstone. I don't think that we've done that yet. And I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? The fact is it's getting quite late and I think I need to go to bed. So I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna wake up. I'm going to have a coffee, and I am just going to crush this little thing. I also did some Googling on the wiki, and it turns out you don't need to hydrate farmland. As long as you plant the crops before it becomes not farmland anymore, it's perfectly fine. So I don't even need to hide little water sources around here. This is perfect for me. So basically, I've just been going around. See, that one immediately turned. I think it's based on random tick speed, as most things are in this world, but that's fine because you can just redo the thing. So that's a win for me. Also, how sweet would it be if we could freeze crop stages? Like if I could keep this exact picture right here, that would be perfect. But eventually, it's all going to look like this, and that's so boring. This is such a better way to do crops. And just like freeze it, like if I hit it with some ice or something. I don't know how to make it make sense, but that would make me so much happier. But anyways, okay, it is time for me to go to bed. And then tomorrow I am going to crush this stupid little farmhouse. Okay, it is the next day. I have gotten some sleep and some coffee, and I just had a lot of fun this morning, kind of going over some designs for this new little farmhouse. And honestly, it was kind of tricky, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know. I like where we ended up, though, is the main point. This here is our new little farmhouse, and it kind of looks a little bit odd from afar, but if we get in closer, there's a lot of unique things about this place, namely the shape. It's kind of an odd shape for a house. I didn't really know where I was going with it. All I knew was that I wanted it to kind of be unique from what we have so far. The roofs on this are a little bit flatter and a little bit more uneven. We'll do a fly around later. We have our horse here, the slowest horse in the game. Straight up, I just led him here with a carrot from over there, and it's gotta be the slow. It took like 2 minutes to get from there to here. Worst horse. I didn't even put a saddle on it. So bad. But it has some hay if it gets hungry here. Maybe I'll put a little trough in here too. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Because, you know, even slow, bad horses deserve to get their drank on every now and then. We would never deprive our friend here of that. Let's just pop you in there, and 1, 2 water. Yay. Enjoy. You terrible horse. If we go inside here, it is perfectly rustic with a dirt floor. Probably not going to put anything on it, but I would keep it dirt regardless, just because it's a dirty little farmhouse. Upstairs is where we have our bedroom, though, a little bit nicer up here, and then our little balcony that we can come off into if we need to. The one thing about this balcony is it's very hard to get out of. I actually can't, because of the blocks here, go over top of that, so I have to open that and then fly out that way. The roof here is a combination of our red sandstone, copper, and then acacia wood. I'm really liking this this color scheme that Minecraft is giving us. They're giving us a very nice orange color scheme. And so we got a few orange curtains as well to kind of block out the sun for when our farmer is relaxing on his balcony. Maybe having a smoke or his morning breakfast or something. However, we are not going to go into the details of this place because it is really just meant to fill in this space a little bit better. And it really does wonders now that you're looking around here. It doesn't draw attention, which is good. It's just there. And it's going to make a lot more sense for when we have our wheat field in to just have something there. So now I can kind of give this treatment all around the rest of this, probably not getting too close to our industrial area here. In fact, I probably am going to fence off an area for the field to be in, just because that seems like it would make a little bit more sense. So I am going to get started on the rest of our wheat field, and I really can't emphasize enough how much I wish I could freeze this image right here. This extra color in here, some of them not grown yet. I really wish we could keep that. Unfortunately, it'll all just kind of look like this eventually, but that means I can break some of it and replant it if I want to have a nice little picturesque look. I mean, in the meantime, I'll enjoy it while it lasts. So let's grab a billion seeds and get to work. And here is what we are left with once our work is complete with the fields. And I think that this looks pretty darn good. I'm getting kind of like an old, kind of getting like a old vineyard look with the house now. Adding a chimney into it really helps. And just, okay, that's fine. I'll fix that later. Or right now. Yeah. This is just creating a much more complete picture here. So now if we shoot off the main road over here to our little kind of vineyard area, I guess, except for we're growing wheat instead of actual grapes. Maybe there's a good vineyard design I can look into, and we'll pull one of those into the world too. But now that we have that chimney up there, it's just like a lot more, a little bit more movement to it. Makes it a little bit more dynamic and also helps break up kind of the slant in that roof. Added a few trees into there, a few of these flowering azalea bushes into the ground, which makes a really nice little pop of color in some otherwise just normally boring spots. We've got, okay, let's get rid of that. There we go. Just a few bushes peppered around and a couple of these skinny trees in here. I think I did 3 of them. Those ones are pretty quick to do. I might need to do some actual trees. I'm thinking one on the other side of that tower would be quite nice, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. It's kind of, it's a lot of work. It takes a long time. So trees I like to do kind of off camera a little bit more in my spare time. But as you can see, the road just kind of peters off here into our trail up to the ruined keep. And I lit up the entire path as well, so it's a little bit more safe, as well as fencing off these wheat fields makes it a little bit more safe from mobs just wandering into them. And so I think that that's going to do it for today. We've accomplished quite a bit, got this area buttoned right up, and now it looks a lot more cohesive in our village. So let me know what other uses the dojo could be used for. Like I said, maybe an inn for travelers or a place for people to study or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you think we should use that for. In the meantime, I will say goodbye if I can ever take off. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Fiasco, and I will catch you in the next one.